Okay, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers on God. Okay, so Aaron Rodgers made headlines this past week because he was on Danica Patrick, which is his girlfriend, of course. He was on her podcast, which I think it's called Pretty Intense. And he made some distinct comments about God. Let me read for you a couple of those comments. He says, I don't know how you can believe in God who wants to condemn most people of the planet to a fiery hell. He said, what type of loving, sensitive, omnipresent, omnipotent being wants to condemn his beautiful creation to a fiery hell at the end of all of this? I had some good friendships along the way that helped me to figure out exactly what I wanted to believe in. He added, ultimately, it was rules and regulations and a binary system that don't really resonate with me. I'm seeing facts. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what else everybody else is seeing, but I'm seeing facts.
Yeah. Shout out to fucking Aaron Rodgers for throwing the deep ball, right? And we know he's good for it. Yeah. We know he can throw the bomb back corner of the end zone. Listen, religion, if you don't agree with it, right? If you're not Christian, if you're not Catholic, it's like being a quarterback and you're throwing to a receiver in the back corner of the end zone in triple coverage, right? There are a lot of people who are against you, and hopefully you have that one receiver who's going to get the job done. Aaron is used to that. This is pretty much what happened here, right? Yeah. Because he is expressing his religious beliefs and views, right, which are not in alignment with the norm, right? Mm-hmm. All of a sudden now, he's turning his back on his family. He's turning his back on religion. No, he's asking the questions that should be asked, right? And, I share this sentiment with Aaron. Like, one of the things I've always thought was fucking weird or crazy was you're supposed to be a God-fearing American.
Yeah.
Why? Why do I have to fear God in order to be like an American,
well, I guess
or to be a patriot?
To make you do good things, right? Is you have to have something that forces you to do good things.
Or love, right? Maybe. Why not love? Why do I have to fear?
So the first thing that I wanted to talk about with this is the headlines versus the actual words, right?
Headlines are bullshit.
The headlines read, Aaron Rodgers doesn't understand why people believe in God. That was the thing he said, right?
Aaron Rodgers' family dismayed by quarterback's comments on religion as their feud continues.
Exactly.
These fuel to the fire headlines.
They're just looking for clickbait, right? But if you actually listen to what he's saying, it's not that. It's two distinct things. There's a thing called atheist, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's a thing called agnostic, right? So you can be. So what the headlines would have you believe is that he's atheist and that he doesn't believe in God. But if you actually listen to the words of what he's saying, so for instance, he says, I don't know how you can believe in a God who wants you to condemn most of the planet to fiery hell. So what he's saying there isn't necessarily, I don't believe in God so much as I don't believe in the institution of religion, right?
Or I think what I took from it is what he's saying, like, I don't believe in like that God.
So
God
that's what I'm saying. The institution of religion. Mm-hmm. So he's talking about Christianity because I think he was brought up Christian, right?
Yeah.
Or Catholicism or whatever other religion out there that you might be living. He's believing that would have those sort of tempos to it. That hey, if you don't adhere to these certain rules, then you're immediately cast to hell, right? I think there are a lot of fucking people out there who are thinking the same exact fucking thing. Even people within those religions are thinking, bro, like, I don't know. Like, you're talking about these people who, like, what if you're just born in the middle of the fucking Amazonian jungle and you never had a chance to, believe in God? Are you just immediately damned to hell? Yeah. Because it's like, you didn't get introduced to a Christian
Is God going to be like, you didn't hear about me? You didn't listen to my last album?
Hey, get down there. Like,
all right. Fire.
Listen to my last album.
You didn't read my book?
You didn't check that mixtape out?
Yeah.
You didn't check the Carter 4?
You didn't doubt? You haven't listened to my podcast? Like, no, God, we don't have Apple Music or Apple Podcasts here in the Amazon. Like, no, you know what? Fire.
It is what it is. Like, whoops. Sorry.
It is absurd.
And so that's the first thing that I want to address is the headlines versus his actual words. So what he's actually making the case for is essentially what I am, which is agnostic, which is I believe in a God, but I don't believe in a particular like religion, right? Which I think to me just makes sense. Like I believe.
I literally just learned that that's probably like what I am.
I think
what's it called? Agnostic.
Agnostic. So I think that's what a lot of people are.
Am I right wing or left wing? We talked about that.
I don't think that's a particular wing. That's more of just. Although I would probably say that if I had to guess, a lot of more people are on the left wing being agnostic than they are the right wing. The right wing is pretty heavily filled with the Christian zealots, the Catholic zealots.
Yeah, left wing agnostic. I guess if you're gonna label me,
if I had to take a guess,
and I just learned about these things today, by the way, and I still don't care.
But the way that I see it, man, is just like there's nothing wrong with what he said because he's saying, look. In a way, I kind of believe that there's something out there, but I don't know what the fuck it is. Like, so for instance, if you talk to hardcore atheists, right, some of them are fucking annoying too. They're like, there's no such thing as God. It's like, well, how do you fucking know that? Like, there's nothing about science right now that says definitively there's no such thing as God.
There's nothing that proves God exists. There's also nothing that disproves God exists.
Exactly.
Yeah. So just chill.
So I find them just as annoying, where it's just like they try to say, oh, there's no such thing as God. It's like, no, you don't know that either, right? So what gives me comfort is believing that there's something out there, right? But I believe that's what Rodgers is saying here is like, look, I don't know exactly what's going on out there. Maybe I believe in something a little bit, but I know that this thing that tells me, oh, people are going to go to hell because they don't believe in X, Y, or Z, or because they don't adhere to X, Y, or Z. I know that's wrong. That feels wrong to me. Like that doesn't make sense to me because I know some fucking dope ass people who don't believe in this thing at all. And it's hard for me to reckon that they're going to go to hell simply because they don't believe in this thing. And I don't hear anything but facts there.
There's nothing he said is untrue, right? Yeah. And at the end of the day, everything that he said was what he believes.
Exactly.
And here's the thing about religion, right? Religion, whether you're Catholic, whether you're Christian, Muslim,
don't tell them, Aaron.
Regardless of what your religion, it is just a system of beliefs.
They want to hear it.
Yeah. They don't want to hear that shit. They want to believe that it's a real thing and you have to choose. No, it is a system
with
of
a
beliefs.
frown face right now.
Yeah,
looking at you. You son of a bitch.
And they're still gonna listen, right? Fucking mother. They're gonna turn it up. Actually, it is a system of beliefs that you ascribe to.
Yeah, exactly.
It is not like. I loosely want to say it's not like a real thing that everybody has to pick and choose. Like it is a system of beliefs. You either believe it or you don't. If you don't believe it doesn't mean you're wrong. If you do believe it, it doesn't mean you're right.
Yeah.
So what Aaron is doing is he's sharing his beliefs. Now, the problem with a lot of these religions, like, Catholicism, Christianity, Muslim or whatever, to them, it's right or wrong. Like we're right, you're wrong. Right. And
because it's and this is my firm belief, and this is what I'm currently trying to formulate something around, but like it's this firm belief that it's inclusionary versus exclusionary, meaning that either you're with me or you're against me.
Yeah.
Right. So it's either you believe in the thing I believe in or you don't, and in this case you're my enemy.
Direct conflict with the principles of the religion in itself, right?
Yeah.
Is Christianity, both Christianity and Catholicism, right? Aren't the principles of those religions like understanding and acceptance and,
but the problem is even within the words of those, so for instance, if you look at the Bible, there are numerous instances of that exact sentiment.
It's like be understanding, but if you don't believe in God, you're gonna burn in hell. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
It's like
that's what's so fucking confusing about the whole thing. Yeah.
And that's what Verizon is, right? AT&T. It's like if you want the internet, you also have to get cable and a home phone service.
And it's
right?
like, well, I don't want that.
I don't ever use my house phone, and I don't really watch TV. I just want internet access to be able to watch Netflix. Verizon is like,
I don't know what you're
a true believer, you will believe in all things.
Yeah. So that was the main thing with that, and I think.
But shout out to Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, shout out to
once you get that $100 million contract, you say what the fuck you want to say. You believe what you want to believe.
Hey, your family's like, hey, Rodgers, he's not being playing nice. He's not. Fuck,
and his family. So like members inside his family,
like Jordan Rodgers. Hey, I like to send a special fuck you to Jordan Rodgers for one going on The Bachelor and then making your name for yourself by saying you have a beef with your very more famous brother, Aaron Rodgers. Fuck you. All right?
I thought
piece of shit.
I thought that was a guy, but fuck her.
It is a guy. It's a guy. Yeah, Jordan Rodgers.
I thought it was a sister.
He was on The Bachelor.
Jordan.
He's on The Bachelor.
Oh,
that's what The Bachelor is. What do you think The Bachelor is?
I thought it was like
that's The Bachelorette. I thought
Jordan Rodgers was like his sister named Jordan, and she was like a contestant on The Bachelor. No. He, her, him.
Is it the different? Maybe he was on The Bachelorette. You might be right.
Yeah, because I thought it was his like sister.
I think you might be right that it's The Bachelor versus The Bachelorette. He was on The Bachelorette. Either way, fuck you, Jordan Rodgers, you piece of shit.
Fuck you, him, her, whatever you are. You're not as good as your brother.
Yeah, fair enough. He actually played college ball too, and he definitely isn't as good as his brother.
Definitely not as good.